హలో ఫ్రెండ్స్, మనం ఈరోజు ఓపెన్ డిగ్రీ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ ఓపెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ పబ్లిక్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ సెమిస్టర్ 3 మోడల్ పేపర్ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్స్తో సహా చూద్దాం. ఫస్ట్గా మనం క్వశ్చన్స్ మొత్తం చదువుకుందాం, తర్వాత ఒకటొకటిగా ఆన్సర్స్ చూసుకుంటూ వెళ్దాం. పదండి, రండి చూద్దాం. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, explain the Maurya administration. Second, explain the fundamental duties. Discuss the classification of ministers. Describe briefs the need for NITI Ayog. Describe the functions of cabinet secretary. Sixth question, explain the power of Reserve Bank of India. 7, discuss the Lokpal. 8, mention and Sarkaria Commission recommendation. 9, explain the public service values. 10, what are the limitations of public company. సెక్షన్ బి చూద్దాం. సెక్షన్ బిలో 11A, discuss the futures of British administration, and 11B, explain the silent futures of Indian constitutions. 12A, critically examine the executive plays a vital role in policy formation. 12B, explain the importance of Prime Minister in India. Third A, explain the importance of all Indian services. Third B, state the methods of executive control over administration. 14A, explain the different methods of judicial control over administration. 14B, explain the major reform measures in election process in India. 15A, discuss the code of conduct for public officials. 15B, explain the meaning and importance of public enterprises. Section C, 16th question, the Right to Information Act has started its journey, but it is far from its destination. Comment. 17, examine the role of Lokpal in ensuring transparency and accountability in India administration. ఇవన్నిటి ఆన్సర్స్ చూద్దాం మనం. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద మౌర్య అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ది చూద్దాం. Discuss the futures of Mauryan administration. Answer, the Mauryan dynasty began ruling India from 321 BC. They established systematic administration at different levels. Kautilya's Ardhashastra provided first-hand information about the Mauryan administration. Monarchy was the prevailing form of government in the Mauryan period and was hereditary. The important features of Mauryan administration was explained in Ardhashastra are given below. First, the central government. The Mauryan government was highly centralized and bureaucratic in nature. It was manned by numerous officials of varying grades and enjoyed many privileges. The important institutions of the central government were: A, the king; B, the council of ministers, and the secretariat. A, the king. The monarchy was well established institutions. The king was supreme authority. He exercised all the powers. In fact, all the power were centralized in his hands. He was the source of all powers, acts and actions of the government. He was the head of the administration of judges, law and arms. He was the highest court of appeal in the empire. Appointment to important offices were made by the king himself. He laid down the broad guidelines of policy and issued codes of regulations. However, the king had to rule the country according to the common law of the land, that is, Aryasthri. He was also bound by various rules, normal customs, traditions, the Council of Ministers. The Mauryan king was supported and guided by the Council of Ministers in the administration of the empire. Similarly, the crown princes and viceroys of the Mauryan Empire also had their own council of ministers in the court. The Amatyan, called Council of Ministers, were selected from among the general body of government officers. There was a council of advisors called Mantri Parishad, which was consulted during the times of emergency. In addition, the king was assisted by two popular assemblies known as Paura and Janapada. See Secretariat and civil servants. There was a highly organized secretariat for the conduct of state business. It consists of several departments, each department in turn assisted by accountants, scribes, stock takers, and spices. The head of the departments used to work in consensus with their ministers to run the government. There was a well-organized civil servants to provincial government. During the period of Mauryas, the West Empire was divided into provinces. Each provinces were further divided into division and district. The provinces were under the control of viceroys, provincial governors, or viceroys enjoyed high and wide power. Local government. There were two types of local bodies: urban local bodies and rural local bodies. Each urban local body was placed under the control of officer known as Nagarika. The head of rural body village was known as Gramika. With help of an assembly of villagers, he used to transact the affair of the village and maintained peace and order. Petty cases in villages were decided by the headmen and the village elders. Spionage spy system. The Maurya Empire was a police state. The spies used to play a very important and active role in the administration. They used to tour the entire country for collection of facts. The kings used to know about the conditions existed in different parts of their kingdom through spies. Administration of judges. The king was the head of judges, but there were special tribunals of judges both in the cities and the country, presided over by the Mahamantras and Rajakas. There were two types of courts: Dharmastaya, civil, and Kantaka Sadhana, criminal courts. The chief judge was known as Dharmadhikari. Military administration. During the period of Maurya, the king himself acted as the head of the military administration. The commander-in-chief was directly appointed by the king. There were superintendent of horses, carriages, elephants, naval forces, and infantry, etc. Revenue administration. During the period of Maurya, the main occupation of the people was agriculture, and land revenue was the main source of income to the government. There were also traders and merchants living in the villages and towns. The court was divided into various units for the purpose of revenue administration. Each unit was divided into various sthyana, director level, division level, taluk level, village level for the purpose of revenue administration. The villages was the primary unit for the revenue administration. From Kautilya Arthashastra, it can be known that Mauryan kings established a completely centralized system of administration in the court. Next question. Describe briefly about the fundamental duties. Answer. The fundamental duties are incorporated in Article 54A, which has been instated by the 42 Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. Under this article, it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to first abide by the Constitution and respect the national flag and national anthem. Second, enrich and follow the noble ideal which inspired the national movement. Third, protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the country. Fourth, defend the country. Fifth, promote the spirit of common brotherhood among the people. Sixth, preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. 7. Protect and improve the natural environment. 8. Develop the scientific temper and spirit of inquiry. 9. Strive towards excellence in all spheres of life. And last one, 10. Safeguard the public property. Thus, there are 10 fundamental duties enshrined in the Constitution. In 1987, the Supreme Court held that duties are obligatory and states should strive to achieve them. At present, there are 11 fundamental duties. Next question, classification of ministers. The Council of Ministers consists of three categories of ministers: Cabinet Minister, Minister of the State, Deputy Ministers. First, Cabinet Minister. The Cabinet Ministers are the root of the Cabinet. The Cabinet Minister head the respective department and play an important role in the formulation of national policies and their implementation. They can alone attend the cabinet meeting. Example: Defense, Home Affairs, Human Resources Development, Foreign Affairs, Finance Ministers. State Ministers. The state ministers are given charges of less important departments. They are not members of the cabinet. About may attend the meeting of the cabinet on special invitation. They can make important decisions relating to the department under this control. Deputy Ministers. The deputy ministers are not given independent charges of any department. They only assist the cabinet minister and state ministers. The deputy ministers
మీకు ఈ
are
వీడియో
also selected
నచ్చినట్టయితే
by the
లైక్
prime
షేర్ అండ్
minister.
సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి అండ్ కామెంట్ కూడా చేయండి ఎలా అనిపించిందో. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ చూద్దాం. డిస్క్రైబ్ బ్రీఫ్లీ ద నీడ్ ఫర్ ఎన్ఐటిఐ ఆయోగ్. ఆన్సర్. ఆన్ 1st January 2015 ఏ క్యాబినెట్ రిజల్యూషన్ వాస్ పాస్డ్ టు రిప్లేస్ Yojana Ayog or the Planning Commission with NITI Ayog. The Planning Commission performance in the past 2 decades is a mixed one. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley made the following observation on the necessity of creating NITI Ayog. The 65 years old Planning Commission had become a redundant organization. It was related in a command economy structure but not any longer. India is diversified country and its states are in various phases of economic development along with this own strength and weakness. In this content, a one-size-fits-all approach to economy planning is obsolete. It can make India competitive. In today's global economy, the Planning Commission became progressively irrelevant due to the new economy policy 1991 of the Government of India that initiated a fundamental change in the development mode followed by the country. Next question. Describe the functions of Cabinet Secretary. Answer. The Cabinet Secretary is the administrative head of the Cabinet Secretariat. The term of the Cabinet Secretary is short as compared to that of British counterpart. The rule of seniority is followed thus: the average tenure of the Cabinet Secretary is just a couple of years or so. ARC of Government of India has suggested that a 3 to 4 years tenure for the cabinet secretariat, but the position is not annulled. Functions of Cabinet Secretary. The following are the functions of Cabinet Secretary. First, he is the Chief Coordinator of Central Administration. Second, he is the Chairman of the Senior Selection Board, which selected officers for the post of Junior Secretary to the Central Secretariat. Third, he himself selected the officer for the post of Secretary and Administrational Secretary in the Central Secretariat. Fourth point, he is the chairman of the Committee of Secretaries on Administration, which is set up to resolve interministerial disputes. Fifth, he presides over the Conference of Chief Secretary, which is held annually. Sixth, he acts as a chief advisor to the Prime Minister on all aspects of administration and policy. Seventh point, his sanction should be obtained by a minister before launching prosecution against the publishers or editor of newspaper in case of a formation. 8. He acts as a advisor and conscience keeper to all the civil servants. 9. He acts a link between the Prime Minister Office PMO and various administrative agencies, and also between the civil services and the political system. 10. He provides assistance to the Council of Ministers. He deals with cabinet affairs. 11. He ensures that the decisions are implemented after the cabinet taken decision. 12. He maintains the code of maintaining secrecy. Next question. Reserve Bank of India (RBI) is the apex institution of India. Discuss. Answer. Reserve Bank of India (RBI) is the apex monetary institution of India. It is also called Central Bank of India. It was established on April 1, 1935. Following the Indians' independence on 15th August 1947, the RBI was nationalized on 1st January 1949. The preamble of the RBI describes its main functions as to regulate the issue of bank notes and keeping of reserves with a view to securing monetary stability in India and generally to operate the currency and credit system of the country to its advantage. Functions. Regulator and supervisor of the financial system. The institution is also the regulator and supervisor of the financial system. Its objectives are the maintain public confidence in the system, protect depositors' interests, and provide cost-effective banking services to the public. The RBI controls the monetary supply, monetary economic indicators like the gross domestic product, and has to decide the design of the rupee bank note as well as coins. Regulator and supervisor of payment and settlement system. Payment and settlement system play an important role in improving overall economic efficiency. The Payment and Settlement System Act 2007 gives the Reserve Bank oversight authority, including regulation, supervision for the payment and settlement system in the country. In this role, the RBI focuses on the development and functioning of safe, secure, and efficient payment and settlement mechanisms. Manager of foreign exchanges. The central bank manages to reach different goals of Foreign Exchanges Management Act 1999. Their objective is to facilitate external trades and payments and promote orderly development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India. See issue of currency. Reserve Bank of India is the sole body who is authorized to issue currency in India. The bank also destroys the same when they are not fit for circulation. All the money issued by the central bank is its monetary liberty, that is, the central bank is obliged to back the currency with asset of equal value to exchange public confidence in paper currency. The RBI has to perform a wide range of development functions to support national objectives and industries. Under this, it set up institutions like NABARD, IDBI, SIDBI, NHB, etc. A banker to the government. It performs merchant banking function for the central and the state government also act as their banker. As a banker to the government of India, RBI maintain its account to receive payment in it and make payment out of this account. RBI also help GOI to raise money from public by issuing bonds and government approved securities. Banker to banks. An important function of RBI is to maintain the banking account of all scheduled banks and act as the banker of last resort. It acts as the lender of last resort by providing emergency advance to the banks. It also advises the banks on various matters. G. Monetary Authority. It formulates, implements and monitors the monetary policy for maintaining price stability, keeping inflation in check, ensuring flow of credit to productive sector. Financial supervision. The primary objective of RBI is to undertake consolidated supervision of the financial sector comprising commercial banks, financial institutions and non-banking finance companies. Next question. Mention about the Sarkaria Commission recommendation. Answer. During 1980s, regional parties came into power in the states. They strongly opposed the heavy concentration of power in the hands of the central government. The state government demanded more power to the states. At that time, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi appointed a commission to review the center-state relations. It was headed Justice Ranjit Singh Sarkaria. B. Sivaraman and S. Sen were the two other members. It was appointed on 9th June 1983. The commission submitted its final report to the central government on 27 October 1987. It made about 179 recommendations running into 5,000 pages. It expressed specific views and made valuable recommendations. They are: A. Appointment of those eminent persons belonging to non-political, non-controversial nature preferable from monetary community as governors. B. The opinion of the Chief Minister should be taken in the appointment of the state governors. C. President's rule is the last resort and should be only under the unavoidable circumstances. Next question. List out the public service values or discuss the important values of public services. Answer. The following are the important values of public servants: honesty and integrity, impartiality, respect for law, respect for persons, diligence, economy, responsiveness and accountability are the important value for public servant. The Government of India encourages values and a certain standards of ethics and facilitate every civil servant such as A. The discharge of official duty with responsibility, honesty, accountability and without discriminations. B. To guarantee effective management, leadership, development and personal growth. C. To avoid misuse of official position or information. D. To serve as instrument of good governance and faster socio-economic development. నా వీడియో మీకు నచ్చినట్టయితే లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి అండ్ కామెంట్ కూడా చేయండి. Next question, describe the features of departmental form of undertaking. Answer, departmental undertaking is created by government. It is a part of the government system and is attached as department to a government ministry. Department undertaking has no legal statute. Its activities are business oriented with survive notice. It follows government rules and regulations. It has no flexibility in operations. It is financed, managed and controlled by government. It has public accountability. The ministry is answerable about its affairs. India Railway, Indian Port, Ordnance factories are example of this form of organization. In brief, the main feature of departmental of undertaking are as follows. First, it is a part of government. Second, it is established by the government. Third, it is financed through government funds. Four, it is subjected to the budgetary, accounting and audit control of the government. Fifth, its policy is laid down by the government. Sixth, it is accountable to the legislature. వీడియో లెంత్ ఎక్కువ అవుతుందని సెక్షన్ బి సెక్షన్ సి పార్ట్ 2గా తీశాను. ఆ వీడియో కూడా వెళ్ళి చూడండి.